Hello and welcome to a new series where I'll be exploring the differences between aerodromes and the types of air traffic services that they offer. I'm the Flying Reporter, and here on YouTube I share my aviation adventures and video my flights around the UK and Europe. I learned to fly in 2012 and 2013, and what I found most difficult to master was radiotelephony and aerodrome procedures. To the uninitiated, people might think that all aerodromes are pretty much the same, but landing an A320 at Gatwick is very different from landing a Cessna 152 on a small grass strip. And for that reason, the procedures and the air traffic services on offer vary as well. In this series, I'll take you through the main types of aerodrome light aircraft visit in the UK, and I'll demonstrate how the rules and radiotelephony differ. I'm en route to Earls Cone, a small licensed airfield in Essex to the west of Colchester. There are four main types of aerodrome we're considering in this series: aerodromes with air-to-ground operators, aerodromes controlled by flight information service officers, aerodromes with full air traffic control, and then airfields in controlled airspace with radar. Earls Cone is an air-to-ground aerodrome, and that essentially means that the air-to-ground operator has no control over aircraft in the air or on the ground. He or she may give weather and traffic information and details about the runway in use. We're going to land at Earls Cone to see how that all works in practice, but first we have to call up on the radio, and the call sign for an air-to-ground aerodrome is radio.
Earls Cone Radio, Golf Bravo Hotel Oscar Romeo, 10 miles to the southwest, request join.
Golf Bravo Hotel Oscar Romeo, this is Earls Cone Radio. The runway in use is 24 with a left-hand circuit, QNH 1013, QFE 1005.
24 left-hand circuit, QNH 1013, and I'll make an overhead join, Golf Oscar Romeo.
Golf Oscar Romeo, roger. At the moment, no reported traffic to effect.
Golf Oscar Romeo.
If we're being pedantic about this, I shouldn't have abbreviated my call sign until the radio operator had addressed me with it, but no harm done on this occasion.
So fuel pump is on, radios are tuned, and identified engine temperatures and pressures are in the green.
As we enter the ATZ from the south, we could say so to let other aircraft know our position, and then the next call will be made when we're overhead the runway.
Golf Oscar Romeo overhead.
Golf Oscar Romeo, roger.
Right, we're going to descend now.
When it's safe to descend to circuit height, we'll call up again.
Golf Oscar Romeo descending dead side.
Golf Oscar Romeo, roger.
We join the circuit crosswind, giving way to any aircraft already established in the pattern.
Looking for anything joining downwind. Brakes, undercarriage mixture, carb heat, DI, altimeter, turning downwind.
The downwind call follows next.
Golf Oscar Romeo, left hand downwind 24 to land.
Golf Oscar Romeo, roger.
Right, let's go around the base.
Calling base is normally optional, but sometimes it's useful to do so. But we must say we're final.
Golf Oscar Romeo, turning final 24.
Golf Oscar Romeo, roger. Substance indicating 300 degrees, 12 knots.
Landing Golf Oscar Romeo.
I'm not doing a perfectly rectangular circuit here because I'm avoiding Earls Cone Village. An air-to-ground operator will usually help you with parking information, but they can't give you taxi instructions.
And Golf Oscar Romeo suggests you continue straight ahead and go straight onto the grass, and we can park you up here near the clubhouse.
Straight ahead onto the grass and park near the clubhouse. Golf Oscar Romeo.
Good afternoon, Anglian Flight Centres.
Carolyn Mason is the air-to-ground radio operator on duty today, but operating the radio isn't her only task.
Stand by for a minute. I just got to answer the radio, hold on. Element 07, Roger.
She has to juggle the job of talking to pilots, with answering the phones, taking landing fees, and a whole lot more.
I'm sort of technically a ground crew here, so what we do is we have to man the radio. We also have to do desk duties, answering the phone. We also have to make sure that the clubhouse tea and coffee is nicely supplied. We have fueling duties, and we also help manoeuvre the aircraft around if necessary. So it's a very varied job, very enjoyable. So
inexperienced pilots might be surprised by that as we've shown, you might be taking a phone call when they call in. You're not giving them, your full undivided attention. Also, your view of the airfield is somewhat limited as well, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. So at the moment we've got sort of like two windows, one sort of going towards the runway and one to the side. But we cannot see very clearly at all downwind, or we can see slightly above if you sort of lean out and look out the window. And also, if we're concerned about something, we will actually go outside and look if if there's a concern about something. But no, we haven't got complete visual view of the whole of the circuit.
And that's very common for an air-to-ground radio operator station, isn't it? That they may not even have a window. The Essex and Herts Air Ambulance is based at Earls Cone.
Oh no, this is interesting, so that looks like air ambulance are going to go.
Air ambulance flights take priority, of course.
At the moment we've got air ambulance that are just about to take off. They haven't called me yet, but I'm also aware that we've got one aircraft, private aircraft about to take off. So they're going to, depends whether Helimed will call up before them, or whether the light aircraft will take off first. So it's always the same way, you get you get one.
I've got Yankee holding short 24 at Bravo, ready for departure, loading up 24.
Golf Yankee, Roger, service wind indicating 280 degrees or 18 knots. Element 07 Alpha, this is Earls Cone. The runway in use is 24 with a left-hand circuit. QNH 1014, one aircraft just taking off.
1014, left-hand common traffic.
Carolyn has been an air-to-ground radio operator since 2006. She had to complete a course and undergo a written and practical test before being certified. She then had to have a period of training and familiarisation at Earls Cone before going solo on the airwaves here. There's a pecking order, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's kind of radar at the top,
Yes,
and then and director, and then it comes down.
And we're right down.
You're right.
Down
no,
the
not
bottom,
quite at the bottom, are you?
Yeah.
Not quite at the bottom, but you are.
Yeah.
Quite low. And what does that mean then? How do you differ from, say, the next level up, which is a flight information service, or above that an air traffic control service?
So the main difference is that we can't give instructions either to aircraft on the ground or in the air. So your information service is able to give instructions to aircraft on the ground taxiing. We're not. We'd have to just give information, just help. So we're not allowed to give any instruction whatsoever. So
some might question, what's the point then? Okay. I mean, I haven't come here to sort of diminish your responsibility in your job, but if you're not controlling aircraft at all, what is it that you do? How do you see yourself fitting into that whole picture?
I think that's, in essence, although we don't actually control the aircraft, we're sort of giving a service to people who are using our aerodrome, our airfield, and people who are transiting over the top. So we give them information about other aircraft that could be a a sort of like confliction for them, or we can give them surface wind. So if they're transiting and they want to know what the wind's like for where they're going somewhere to land, we can do that. And just sort of information about, so if they're coming into our airfield, they're not trying to sort of, it is obviously their responsibility to look out and maintain their good lookout, but we're also giving them sort of extra bits to say, oh, okay, I do know there's an aircraft that was supposed to be over there or was supposed to be downwind, and it just perhaps gives them a bit more information just to sort of take the pressure off slightly. But again, it's at the end of the day, it's their responsibility to maintain the lookout.
Yeah, I mean, it saves, I suppose, the pilot having to work out which runway is in use,
exactly,
you know, because you can say that it saves them having to work out the pressure. You've got it, and as you say, it's building up that picture of situational awareness on the radio. It's time for me to depart Earls Cone. Clear prop. The UK's radiotelephony manual, CAP 413, is an absolute must-read and gives chapter and verse on how to communicate with air traffic services. Here's an example, though, of the kind of transmissions used when departing an air-to-ground airfield like Earls Cone.
So the first thing we're going to do is call up for aerodrome information, and your initial call might sound something like this. Earls Cone radio, Golf Bravo Hotel Oscar Romeo, parked on the grass, request aerodrome information, VFR flight to Red Helm.
Golf Bravo Hotel Oscar Romeo, this is Earls Cone radio, your readability 5, the runway news 24, left-hand circuit, QNH 1014.
Runway 24, left-hand circuit, QNH 1014, and taxiing to the hole, runway 24, Golf Oscar Romeo.
So remember, there's no air traffic control.
So once again, the radio operator has no control on the ground or in the air, and so I've told them that I'm taxiing, and it's my duty to make sure that it is safe to do just that.
I've already briefed the departure, but I'm just reminding myself of the noise abatement procedure.
Departures 24, no right turnouts below 1,000 feet, climb to 500 above ground before turning left into the circuit. So all the while we're taxiing down here, we're listening out for any other aircraft calling up, and we're keeping an eye out on the circuit, which is that way, so it comes around there. It's left-hand turn into the circuit.
As usual, the engine is run up and systems are checked for any anomalies. As we continue to the holding point, we're listening and watching for any traffic in the circuit, and when we're ready, we let the air-to-ground operator know.
Golf Oscar Romeo, holding point Bravo, runway 24, ready for departure.
Golf Oscar Romeo, roger, surface wind indicating 280 degrees, 16 knots.
Taking off runway 24, and I intend to depart on the crosswind. Golf Oscar Romeo.
Golf Oscar Romeo, roger, no known traffic to affect.
I like to let people know what I'm intending to do after takeoff. It isn't mandatory to do this, though.
So the taxiway continues with the yellow line, and then it's a runway. Temperatures and pressures are in the green. Here we go. And we're taking off at 3-4. Aircraft is eager to go, dancing on those pedals. Here she goes. We want to get rid of these flaps as quickly as we can because it's gusting like nobody's business at the moment. Let's get rid of those. Flaps are up, temperatures and pressures are in the green. So we're at 700. Looking for anything joining downwind, because we're at circuit height now.
We make our final call when we're no longer in the vicinity of the aerodrome.
Golf Oscar Romeo, 3 miles southeast, 2,200 feet. Changing frequency now to south end radar 130.780. Goodbye.
Golf Alpha Romeo, Roger. Sorry, correction. Golf Oscar Romeo, Roger. Thanks for the call and see you again soon.
Golf Oscar Romeo, goodbye. Top of climb. So that's pretty much it. It's very, very straightforward at an aerodrome with air to ground. As long as you make those basic calls, report your intentions, report your positions, you're okay. And remember that you're in charge, you are responsible for your own safety as a pilot, for the safety of your flight as a pilot. And the air to ground radio operator is there to assist you.
In the next episode, out on the 8th of November 2019, I visit Wolverhampton Halfpenny Green Aerodrome, which has a flight information service. To watch that now and all the other episodes in this series, visit my website and sign up for an early bird subscription. Fly safely, my friends.